Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am super excited to be filming for you guys a essentially one brand tutorial using nothing but Becca products. Now the stars of the show are going to be 3 products I'm doing a first impressions on, and that is the new Becca Matte Never Flat set as well as the Gradient Sunlit Bronzer. If you are interested in seeing a little bit more about those products as well as how you can get this look, then you're in the right place. Just keep watching. I am so excited to be filming for you guys today. I'm going to be doing a whole face basically of Becca products, and I'm going to be testing out 3 completely new products to me. So we are going to start with this kit right here. This is the Prep and Set Matte Never Flat kit from Becca. This retails for 20 bucks, but if you bought the foundation, which I did and I have already reviewed on my channel, the Becca Skin Love foundation, if you bought the foundation, you could get this for 5 bucks. So I figured, why not? So in this, you get 2 items. You get the matte primer, which is right here. This is the Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. And then you also get the hydra-mist Set and Refresh powder, and this is what I was like the most excited to try. That's that powder that is supposed to feel like wet whenever you put it on. Let me just get that out of here. So I have already prepped my skin, and look at this. It looks like a little lip gloss applicator, doesn't it? Kind of strange. And it comes out kind of like a cream. But I'm just going to, oh, it's thicker than I thought it would be, and it's kind of tacky, which I tend to like tacky primers. It's definitely a lot different than most primers that I've tried. Like, it's very thick and tacky. But you can tell that it will be filling in your pores for sure. I just wonder if it's clogging them in the process. Kind of got a drag on your skin, and it's one of those that if you do have dry skin like I do, it tends to peel up. It's starting to like peel on my forehead. So I am not digging this primer so far for sure. We shall see. So yeah, I don't think I've ever even used a Becca primer before. Alright, doesn't feel the best on my skin, just because my cheeks and everything are a little bit more dry. My forehead's not that dry, so I'm not sure why that is like peeling up, but I do not like that about the primer thus far. Okay, so in today's video, we're just going to be hanging out and applying some makeup, so I hope you guys are nice and comfortable. I've got my little limeade here. Now, I had already prepped my skin. I used my Lancome Advanced Genifique. I also used my Dr. Brandt Needles No More Baggage Under Eye Cream. And then I used my Murad Skin Perfecting Lotion underneath that primer. So my skin was very adequately prepped. So I don't know, I'm just not digging that primer thus far. We'll see how the powder works out. Just gonna apply some lip balm here, and this is the Aquafina Flavor Splash in, I don't know what it's in Wild Berry. Alright, so I have already done a review on this foundation on my channel. If you have not seen it yet, why not? I will link it in the cards just in case you want to look at that. Now I have my foundation in the shade Vanilla, and this is the new Skin Love. Now since that video, I have worn this a few more times, and I actually really like applying this foundation with my fingers. I find that it is very quick. You get an even application. kind of helps it to melt into your skin a little bit more. You can really get into all of those little nooks and crannies. And this is actually a pretty high coverage foundation. Like, it is, they were not messing around with this one, guys. It reminds me a lot of like the Flower Beauty one, the All About Face foundation. That's really what comes to mind whenever I'm using this. And I still have that foundation. I can do a review on it at some point. I have a lot of video ideas planned, but let me know if you guys would like to see a review on that. Okay, so I've got everything applied, and I don't even think I want to go in with any additional coverage. I think that this looks pretty good, and it is still a little bit tacky. Just gonna take whatever is left on my hands and just kind of bring it up my neck a little bit. All right, and this color actually looks a little bit light for me, so I will. On to the hydra-mist Set and Refresh powder. I already kind of peeked at this because I wanted to see if it had the same type of delivery method as the full size, and I am so excited to say that it does. It's got the little mesh pad in there. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. Okay, so for this powder, I think I am going to take my Real Techniques buffing brush, and I'm just gonna dip that right into the product. Get my brush nice and coated. Oh my gosh, it really does feel wet. That's so crazy. I was starting to buff it in because, like I said, this is a buffing brush. However, right time I put it in my face, the powder felt wet. So I immediately stopped. That was kind of trippy. All right, and again, I'm just going to dip right into that powder, and that little mesh top really makes it convenient and a lot less messy, which I like. I'm going to bring my mirror a little bit tighter just so I can see. I'm going to put it on the magnified side, just so I can see up close and personal what this powder is doing. Okay, so again, just dipping right in. Wow, it just feels so strange, guys. If you are in a Sephora or an Ulta and they have one of these out, just dip your finger in there and then rub it on the back of your hand so you can see what I'm talking about, because it is pretty wild. Now, that did not enhance any of my pores or anything like that. Like I said, this is a blurring foundation, so it says, however, it does not blur. This powder did not enhance any pores that were shown, or that were not previously showing that are now. Now, it did not help to blur anything, but it did set everything down. It's not tacky anymore. It was a cool experience, just the feel of it. It was a very finely milled powder. I like the delivery method. No complaints on the powder. It didn't do anything crazy, like I said, like blur and smooth my pores. It did not do that. However, it did its job. It just set everything down. Didn't cake up. Applied nicely. So all good there. Now I'm going to take the next product from Becca that I'm trying out. That is the Becca Gradient Sunlit Bronzer, and I have mine in the shade Sunrise Waves. Now, what does it say about here? Alright, so the shades that this contains are Bali Sands, Capri Coast, Bronzed Bondi, and Opal. Inspired by the captivating glow of the sun on a beach horizon, this multi-shaded illuminating bronzer combines sunlit bronzer with our beloved shimmering skin perfector pressed highlighter for a naturally radiant sun-kissed glow. This silky texture seamlessly blends onto the skin for a fresh from the beach bronze. Swirl, glow, and go. Alright, so this is actually the first full-size Becca product that I have ever purchased. This was on sale. I think it normally retails for 38 bucks, and it was on sale for something, I don't know. But this is what the product looks like here. So on the edges, that is Opal. And to apply this, I'm just going to take my e.l.f. complexion brush, and I'm just going to swirl it around and then just apply that to the face. And I really like glowy bronzers. There's a lot of people that do not, and I'm well aware of that. A lot of people just like matte products. So if you do, I would steer clear of this because it definitely does have that highlighter quality in there. But it's really blending nicely. I like the color. It's not too orange. There was a deeper selection for this too. I chose the lighter of the two just because I do have a lighter skin tone. And Becca products do tend to run kind of deep on me for whatever reason, so I'm just going to bring this down the neck just a little bit. And Becca products, you really don't need a lot. So I just slowly add the color because I don't want to go in there and overkill it. Alright, I am happy with that glow. I think it is very pretty. Okay, so definitely happy with this, which Opal is one of my favorite highlighters ever. And just Becca powder products really seem to perform well, at least for me. I haven't ever tried one of their eyeshadow palettes, so I can't really speak to that. But I have used this bad boy here. Now this was like part of the 2017 holiday collection, I believe. This is the Apres Ski Glow Face Palette. Very, very beautiful packaging. However, it of course shows every single fingerprint that ever existed. Okay, so you've got 3 highlighters, a bronzer, and 2 blush shades in this palette. And it has Opal in here. So the highlighters that come in here are Rose Quartz, Icicle, and Opal. The bronzer is Bronzed Bondi, which was also one of the shades in our gradient bronzer here. Winterberry is a blush, and Blushed Copper is a blush shade. So from this, I think I'm actually going to use this Winterberry color as my blush, and I'm going to take my e.l.f. angled blush brush. And the blush shades from Becca are very pigmented, so I have some on my hand and I'm just going to stamp that off. And then just start blending on my face. And I just like pat and like pull down kind of very lightly, because you of course don't want to drag your skin at all. okay? And you can see how it just gives that rosy, fresh glow, and I love that about colors like this. So, got some on my brush, stamp that off. And this is just when I want that really fresh type of young look, you know what I mean? I start right here in the very center of my cheek with just a bright pink color and just tap it on, and it just instantly brings light and a type of youth quality to your face. Blush and mascara, man, those two things can completely change the way you look. Alright, so we got a little rosy glow going on now. Alright, so now I'm going to take a little Wet n Wild. This is from their professional line, I believe. This, I think, is supposed to be like a contour or a blush brush. I'm not too sure. But I am going to use it for highlighter. And I am going to dip that right into Opal here. I love that shade. Opal is definitely by far one of my favorite highlighters ever. Whew, so pretty. Alright guys, so I am just doing my Cupid's bow, the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, my cheekbones, around my eyes, under my brow, temples with anything that's left over, you know the drill, basically everywhere. My lips look crazy because I've got highlighter / foundation all over them. I am back. I already did my brows and primed my eyes with something other than Becca just because I don't have anything from Becca for those products. I did my brows with my Coastal Scents Revealed Smoky palette, just using the brown shade in this palette. And then I, of course, primed and set my lids with my Urban Decay Primer Potion and my Wet n Wild Single in Creme Brulee. So we are ready to do some eyeshadow now. And I am actually going to be using that face palette. And I am going to go in with that bronze shade. It is called Bronzed Bondi, and it is like a... it's kind of a shimmer bronzer, but that is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to take my Elizabeth Mott blending brush, and I'm just going to dip that into there. I'm going to put that directly into my crease and just kind of blow it out using circular motions. This is just kind of to get everything started. This is not going to be like my crease shade. Now I'm going to go in with that Winterberry blush shade that we used actually. And I want that to go into my crease, and I want that to go into my crease even higher, because that ultimately is what I want peeking through. And these are pressed pretty hard into the pan, so I am not being super careful with this. You notice I'm not really tapping off too much. And usually Becca products are not pressed that hard. I don't know if it was just this holiday palette or what, but I know like her typical highlighters, they are not pressed as hard as they are in this pan here, or in this palette. So just something to be aware of. Okay, now that I have kind of a rosy crease there, I am going to take, actually the blush shade, this blushed copper, which I think is just so pretty. That is the color that I'm going to be putting on my lids. And what I will say is I wish I had a deeper shade to pair with this, but that's fine. We'll just go for a simple, fresh look today. And overall with Becca, that's kind of the vibe that I pick up from the brand. It's just like a fresh, kind of dewy, natural, beachy look. So we'll be having a little bit of that going on today. And I do think that beachy, natural types of looks, they just have this youthful appearance to them that I really enjoy. Okay, so got that shade on. Now I am going to take that crease brush one more time. I'm going to go into that brown bronzed Bondi or whatever, and I'm just going to go directly into the crease with that shade. It will blend into that blushed copper as well as the winter berry that we've got going on, and just tie everything together. Now I am going to take a Royal and Langnickel. This is the PX95. It's just a precision type of crease brush, and I'm going to go into that blushed copper shade, and I'm going to put that all on my lower lash line. And I want it kind of thick under there. I definitely want you to be able to pick up on it. Okay, so I've got that thick under my lash line there. Now I'm going to take that blending brush. I'm not going to add anything to it, but I'm just going to blend all along those edges. And that's it. It just lightens it up a little bit, makes it flow a little better. So again, I'm just going to dip into that blushed copper shade. This is a very dense brush here. You are going to pick up a lot of product with a brush like this. It's like more stiff type of bristles as well. It's just really made for placing product exactly where you want it. That's what you would use a brush like this for. Now again, I'm going to take that nice fluffy blender with nothing on it and just run that right over those edges. And there we go. Now I'm going to take that pointed brush one more time, and I'm going to dip into Opal. And I want Opal to be the color that is around my eye to brighten it up, as well as the inner rim part of my eye here. Yes. We're getting ready to go to town. We're gonna go see that new movie Alpha with the little boy and the wolf that grew up together or whatever. My son really likes wolves, as do I. I like werewolves though. Alright, so the eyes are done. I have already, there's very little kick up at all from this palette here, and I really enjoy it. I think it's very versatile. Like I said, we got a face look as well as an eye look from this palette, so really enjoy that. 2 out of the 4 colors in this gradient bronzer are actually in here, so thought that was cool. Yeah, two of the four. Alright, so I obviously do not have a mascara from Becca. I'm going to go ahead and pop on my Wander Beauty Unlashed Volumizing and Curling Mascara, and I'm going to put on my L'Oreal Color Riche lipstick in Fairest Nude, which is a beautiful nude color, like basically my perfect nude. I'm going to pop those on and then I will be right back to do a final recap of these products. Alright guys, this is the final makeup look. I am just going to set everything down with the Tarte Ready Set Radiant Setting Mist. Smells so good. It smells like green tea or something. I've narrowed it down. That is like the type of scent that I pick up on. It's like a green tea type of a scent. It smells so refreshing and herby and just natural. So this is essentially all Becca. I did have to pull a little bit. I pulled the eyebrow product as well as the mascara and the lippy as well as the eye primer. But other than that, everything is Becca. And I just think that it is true to like the brand. Just simple, beachy, naturally enhanced type of a look. I can really get down with a look like this. Now let's review the products that were like a first impressions in this video. The first being the Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfector. Now where it was peeling up on my forehead, it does not look bad. This product in general doesn't look bad. It just is not my cup of tea. I did not like the peeling effects that this had on my skin. I can still see my pores. I don't think that the pouring aspect of it are doing very much. It probably will keep my makeup extremely matte just because I can tell it had a drier texture whenever it went onto my skin. It was a thicker, tacky sort of a base, so I can tell that it will really hold on to my makeup very well, and the makeup that I used with it is kind of mattifying itself, so I know that these two together would last all day, no blotting, no problems. However, having said that, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, I don't know. This is just not my cup of tea. I do not like the peeling. I don't like how thick it was. I don't like the drag that it had on my skin. I'm sure that it is mattifying, but it's not doing anything for my pores. So I would say a skip on this product. This one is a fine powder, the hydra-mist Set and Refresh powder. It was very refreshing. It was very cooling whenever it went onto the skin. However, it did nothing amazing. You know, it was a fine powder. It didn't look cakey. It applied fine. It was unique just because it does have that cooling, wet type of sensation whenever you apply it. However, it did nothing that any other powders do not do for me. So can I constitute the price for just that cooling type of wet texture effect? No, I think I'll stick to my Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder. And the final thing that I tried from Becca is definitely my favorite from this review, and that is the Gradient Sunlit Bronzer. This has got 4 shades in it. It's got a highlighter on the sides of it that just give it that shimmering type of effect. I think it looks very natural. I think it blended extremely well. It doesn't look glittery. It just has that nice kind of lit from within shimmer one that just makes you like glow, especially if this was in the middle of the summer and you already had a suntan glowing. Adding like just this with some highlighter I think would look stunning. In a pinch, you could use this for your eyes as well, because you could just use the highlighters and some of this into the crease. So I think it is a multi-purpose product and one that I will be pulling from a lot. I really did enjoy this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought it was just a fun one to shoot, and one I was really looking forward to. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already to catch all of my future videos. I am trying to upload 5 times. Until next time, see you guys. Bye.